Welcome to The Informant, the podcast that talks about anything and everything. We cover from sports, religion, politics, social, you name it. I'm your host as ever, Doc McLeod. So without any further ado, let's delve right into it. Good day, my good people. I hope I find you well. Hey, it's like it's been years, yet it's only about 4 days. Unfortunately, work has been calling on me, and I had to attend to work first before these social media things. Believing you are all well, respectively. Once again, I respect you and I greet you. Right. Let's delve right into the Zimbabwean politics and understand exactly what's happening behind the scenes. Like I told you before, that when you see the streets being quiet, it means to say a lot is happening behind the scenes. Unfortunately, at this point in time, a lot that is hidden behind the scenes, at some point, I still feel people need to be kept aware. I've got stuff, I've got information. Trust me, I've got stuff, I've got information. First and foremost, the president comes out, throws it right on public domain to say a new law has been passed to people from media. Day before, I just received a direct phone call telling me to tone down on what I say. And I had to respectfully obey and give in to what I've been told. Because so I took orders, but nevertheless, having verified on what I can say here and there, I think I will not go very much deep into the issues, but I'll just keep you appraised about the current situation and the current events. We need to know who is who in the Tehran. This is a battleground, and a fiercely contested battleground. I can tell you that I can smell blood in this divide. This, by the way, I should reiterate, it's a Zanu-PF in-house divide. It's a Zanu-PF in-house divide. I see on the media side, people, the journalists, the reporters, the bloggers, hey, guns are out. Hey, guns are out. This one against that one, this one against that one, this one against that one. And I saw a very disturbing video. I'm going to attach it here and pause for a minute. I saw a very disturbing video. I don't think we need to get to that extent when it comes to political divide. I saw one person whose face could not be put on camera loading a gun with bullets, live ammunition, promising to take away somebody's life. Listen, people, let's learn to have differences, but not get to the extremes. It is very bad, very, very bad. I should say this. It is very bad to try and target another human being to eliminate them from life. It is not good. Let's not play God in people's lives. Let's just have differences. Differences are there. I like what my big brother Philip Chabata said. He said, politics should give room for brethren to break bread, eat and share, regardless of our political differences. To me, I believe that was a very mature statement, and I think it should be engrafted, if not, I don't know, encrypted, I don't know what best word to use, that it should be sort of like the motto for every person in politics. Politics should leave room for people to shake hands. Politics should leave room for people from different parties or different divides to be able to face up to each other in peace, and then only differ when we bring up political issues. But without any further ado, let me go right straight into our issue, as I have come today after a long while. I see some people, they come on the comment, they write a lot of things, and at the very same time, I'm like, so if they close people, that's giving them information, and you label every person as, I don't know what terms you use, Chigananda, terrorist, what's the other term? I don't know. All those terms are used to any person. There are some people who are harboring anger inside of them. and they're just looking at somebody to veto their anger on. Whatever you say, they are just there to disapprove. They are just there to mark. Out of 10, they always want to make sure that they give you 0. I don't know what kind of people they are. Listen, if you don't agree to what is being said, safely at times learn to hold your anger and not even comment. You are not forced to comment. As much as things are on public domain, you must also know that your anger is being vetoed on public domain. There's a time I felt like I wanted to open lines for people to ask questions, but then I said to myself, no, not with this kind of people. Definitely, these are people that can just come and say anything. Right, let's go with the issue that's at hand. Currently, let me bring you up to date. All I can say is get your drinks, get your popcorns. The movie has just begun. This is the structure of the Zimbabwean politics. I want you to understand this. Let's go with the characters that's in play, the main actors. Let's go around them so that we understand who they are. Number 1, we have got Nyokayemabhunu. Nyokayemabhunu is not an ordinary person as other people would want to purport. That's number 1. Number 2, other people will come and say he's not connected to whoever. No. Listen, Nyokayemabhunu is a very well sought after person, which should by itself tell you that he is a very important person. He is a person of interest. Not just a person of interest on general prospectus, but he's a person of interest to the Interpol. How many times have you seen the Interpol appearing at court in South Africa? They are so vested in making sure that they get their person. That should tell you that they have felt the impact of this guy of Nyokayemabhunu. And he cannot just be, sorry to say, I don't want to use some words, idiot. He cannot just be that person who can just utter words when there's no gains for him. Neither is he not known by the people that he's speaking on behalf. Nyokayemabhunu, it is said, for people to know that he's a person of a serious interest. Nyokayemabhunu is said to have had $1 million deposited into his account. I don't know whether it was US or rands, but what I know is there was $1 million that was deposited in Nyoka's account. How can you just deposit $1 million to a mere person? To those who are just saying things, oh, he's nobody, he's just somebody who was just trying to say whatever. Listen, there is no way out. $1 million could just be put in a person's account. As much as you are not finding evidence to show you that he was connected to 1, 2, 3, 4 people, or he was one of the top person in this run, just that figure alone should knock sense into somebody's head for them to realize that Nyoka is an important, or was an important person, or is still a very important person in this run in the M31 movement. I told you he was the spokesperson. The minute he was muted, the minute the volume on him was turned down, by him being captured, the M31 movement seemed to be stuck. It seemed to have come to a halt. It seemed to have lost the energy. It seemed to have lost that zeal and the support of the people that it was having. People are now doubting because they don't know whether they are still going or they are already halted. Right. That's all we've spoken of Nyokayemabhunu. Number 2, VP Chiwengwa. The gentleman has never spoken or uttered a single word. And people that I'm seeing vetoing and fighting for him, most of them are not even Zanu-PF supporters. It's people from the opposition who are believing that they've got a candidate that they can back up for them to drive their motive. The man himself never uttered a single word. He has never spoken, not even one word. I remember at one point he was approached by the journalists wanting to know his position in regards to what was happening, and he just brushed it off and ran away with his missus, and that was it. He never commented, showing you that I'm not interested. All it showed you was he knew about it but did not want to be involved or make a comment, so that he didn't want to be quoted at any one point. So he's another person of interest. As much as he never said anything, the fact that a blessed Geza spoke and mentioned that he is their preferred candidate, he never came out to defend, to comment, or to disagree. So the minute his name was mentioned, you also saw the person of Honorable Mutsvangwa coming to cement what Blessed Geza had said by attacking the VP in public on social media, telling him and denigrating him words, names, whatever you would want to say. Number 3, who is this person of Honorable Mutsvangwa? It should be of interest to you. He cannot just be a Zanu-PF spokesperson who speaks such denigrating words to another person who's the second most powerful person in the land of Zimbabwe, VP Chiwenga. Who is Honorable Mutsvangwa? Let this be known. Honorable Mutsvangwa, number 1, at the ousting of the late Robert Gabriel Mugabe, the former president of Zimbabwe, he is the person who did the runs. He was the glue between the war veterans and neighboring countries. Not only that, he was also the glue between Zimbabwe and foreign nations that support Zimbabwe or have got interest or business interests in Zimbabwe. Remember, he has served as an ambassador in many of these countries. He spent most of his time in China. He can speak Chinese. At the very same time, he is a person known to the dynasty of the Chinese government. So before the attack on Robert Gabriel Mugabe, he is the person who was doing the running around, making sure that whatever they were planning is about to shoot or gets to happen, they don't need anyone to be involved or anyone to interfere, because they were given assurance that their investments were well protected. So you must know the importance of this person. He is a very important person. To me, he's a person who's just taken after the late comrade Dr. Hundri, who was the leader of the war veterans. Also, he's among the elite of the people that are learned amongst the war veterans. No wonder why he occupied that position, and no wonder why he's sitting there as the spokesperson. For you to understand him, you need 2 books. Number 1, you need an Oxford dictionary. Number 2, you need a culminating book. You know, a book that tells you that when somebody shouts at you, this is how you respond. You need that, because he can just utter words the way he feels without control. That's the man I'm talking about. We need to know about him very much. Comrade Geza, who is this person? Comrade Geza is not just a comrade, just for the sake of it. He is a well-trained member of the intelligence. He has trained at some point. He went for training with the previous person I've spoken of, Comrade Mutsvangwa. Comrade Geza, before this call for M31 came to light to many people, you should know that it's an issue that was already known, that something is brewing, something is being cooked behind the scenes, and he was attacked, and records to show you that he escaped assassination, not once but twice. It's there on media. It tells you that this fight was already in motion, although not well directed, as many people would want to know. It's the reason why we are getting to know about it is because it's come on public domain, where they are now trying to get the support of the electorate, a general person like yourself and me. Other than that, within the party of Zanu-PF, it was known already that things are not well. The pot is boiling. What we are seeing coming out of the boiling pot, it was up to you. But for now, everyone has been given the license to see into the boiling pot of Zanu. The president, Comrade Emmerson Mnangagwa, he comes and he implements the media laws. He even read the code of conduct. And at one point he said, you continue to do that, I'll punch your face in. And I felt like that one was meant for me, because I sat down and I was like, all these other people have been reporting for years and nothing was said. I've just been here for just about 2 weeks. And he comes out lashing and he said, before that, phone call had come warning me, and I said I should obey. You know, when I warned, don't try and please people. People are very good at clapping hands while it's leaving yourself in trouble. Look at Nyokayemabhunu. Very little is being done to help him financially so that he comes out. Also on the Nyokayemabhunu issue, let me help you guys. I know when some people were taking me for granted, were taking me for fun, when I said, you know what, speak to me nicely, let me go and ask for forgiveness, so that I ask exactly what is needed for the young guy to be released and for the young guy to be forgiven or be taken out of the scene. People were laughing. But the very same person I was promising to go to, the very same person who put through a phone call direct to me, warning me to keep quiet. You can undermine, but it is what it is. I'm just telling you just for next time so that you don't take every person for granted. Other people will say, he's planted by Zanu-PF. Zanu-PF have no right to plant me. I'm just a person who knows people, and I'm using my connection and knowledge of people to try and see how best we can negotiate and navigate this challenge out of our way. Whatever you have said, it has gotten right to the top office. But what you are needing is a solution. So if you shy out every person, you are going to remain without any person who can gel the two sides together to try and see if a solution can be fostered. So please, from today, don't try and eliminate everyone. Some people might confuse my confidence for pomposity. That's them. But the truth of the matter is, I have got the right, I can easily reach out to many people, whichever side, whichever divide. I can easily reach out to them. So let's push it as it goes. So we've spoken about the VP. We said he dodged some questions when he was approached by journalists. We've spoken about Nyokayemabhunu. So let's go to phase 2 of the whole case. Right now, there is no one person with absolute power or absolute power. There's no one person with absolute power. No, I don't want to lie. I want to be very honest so that you know. Because of the in-house divide of Zanu-PF, there's a surge of power. But I can tell you that there's one person with dominance in power, but not one person with dominion power. Why am I telling you this, and why am I reiterating on the same point? Listen to me. Comrade Geza is under military protection. Get this one right. Comrade Geza is under military protection. So if he's under military protection, and it is the very same military that's submitting to the commander-in-chief, who's His Excellency Comrade Emerson Mnangagwa, it means to say, whether it be 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, whatever percentage you might want to put, he is under protection, which is not in agreement with the sitting president. So the divide is there. The guns are out. The spears are out. The arrows are being straight, ready to fire. So the divide is there. We cannot run away from that. Let's talk about Comrade Mutsvangwa once again. You know, the Congress, which is meant to see candidates throw in their names in the hat for the presidential position within the Zanu-PF. Comrade Mutsvangwa is also said to be one of the people that are very much interested in getting his name. This is where now the web starts, and I want you to pay attention to what I'm telling you. If Comrade Mutsvangwa is being touted to be one of the prospective candidates for presidential position within the Zanu-PF, you must know that he's a very close ally of Comrade Blessed Geza. And he will be needing the person of Comrade Blessed Geza to help him in the campaign for him to become president. No wonder why I keep telling you that these two, they are communicating. And you have seen that they don't even attack each other. You hear Comrade Geza saying, Iwe Mutsvangwa iwewe, Iwe Mutsvangwa iwewe, because they are best of best buddies. And you hear Comrade Mutsvangwa saying, Geza, come back, let's sit down, let's talk. You know, it shows you these two people are very, very close. They are only on different divides. The fact that Comrade Mutsvangwa attacked VP Chiwenga and Blessed Geza is on the side of VP Chiwenga, that's where their divide is. But other than that, they are still going to be needing each other in the so distant future, because when names are being cast into the ballot, Comrade Mutsvangwa is going to be needing Comrade Geza as one of his cadres to help him forward the drive and make sure that they are supporting in this drive. There are other people that are standing there as well. You should know they speak to Comrade Geza at the very same time. They also speak to Comrade Mutsvangwa. As much as Comrade Geza speaks sort of like negative things about them, I can tell you that these people, they are very close. I've been close to these people. I know them, and I can tell you rightfully they are very close to each other. It's just differences. You know, panosangana macomrades, havagoni kungotaura chinyararire, vane kunongedzana zvigunwe kwavanoita. They tend to point fingers at each other here and there. But that doesn't mean to say they are sworn enemies. They are only people with having different opinions. There's comrade Douglas Mahia, who has been the leader of the war veterans. There's Muzukuru wangu Matemadanda, who has been also the leader of the war veterans. There's another one as well, Comrade Geza. He has also been the leader of the war veterans. These people are very influential when it comes to comradeship. Very, very influential. They've got this bond that I cannot explain it. It needs somebody who has been very close to these people. It needs somebody who has worked or interacted with these people to see how much they respect of each other. You go to Comrade Douglas Mahia, he will tell you, okay, hold on, let me call one or two of my leaders. Yet he's a leader, but he'll tell you one or two of my leaders so that we share on this idea. You see him calling Comrade Geza, you see him calling Comrade Matemadanda. They are just one. You cannot divide them. So this must give you a warning not to be too invested when it comes into their fight. Let's move to the other person. Who is Kudata Gwire? He is also a candidate who is to be fast-tracked into the Politburo and to enhance, so that they enhance his chances for the nomination of presidential candidature. Listen to this. Kudata Gwire is known as a business person. Kudata Gwire is known for, first and foremost, most of us, we used to know him for fuel business. But at this point in time, he has just put in his foot into the politics. So who is this person of Kudata Gwire? A lot is going to be said about him. But my question that I've had, what are his war credentials? Remember, the comrades, the army, they said, we will never submit to somebody who does not have war credentials. This is what eliminated the person of Nelson, or Advocate Nelson Chamisa. But at this point in time, do we have the war credentials of Kudata Gwire? It's going to be coming out in the next chapter. All has been given to me, and I'll be reading it out to you. Keep tuned as I'll be telling you this. Right. There is a statement that has come from the VP. It's not public, but this statement is doing rounds within the military. He said he is an aspiring candidate for the presidential position. He is also making sure that he is standing right to build his CV, so that if people see that his qualities are worth him being the president, he is ready to take up the presidential in the process that they have, the M31 has managed to move out the sitting president, as is the plan of Blessed Geza. But he said, even if it means to say people don't see me befitting to be their president, I have no problem having somebody else as the president, as long as the sitting is ousted. These are very, very hard words. And I said to myself, weighing into these words, this is somewhat tricky. Is he not in it for him to be president? He's so comfortable to have somebody step in as a president. What does that statement mean? Who is he referring to? It leaves people with so many questions. You know, people who speak in riddles, they make everything complicated to understand. They also put getaway clauses whenever they are to be faced with questions, because they will say you're putting words into my mouth. So they say the best way to speak is to keep quiet, which is an act that I'm seeing with the VP. Let's move forward and see what it is that has been said to me. There is no one right now within the Zanu-PF, like I said before, who has got absolute power. Power is somewhat trimmed, but there's somebody who has got dominating power above all, who is the president of Zimbabwe. Like he said, nothing will ever happen under my watch. You heard him say it, the way he says it. He's got a way of speaking that he does. Nothing under my watch. Zanu-PF. You definitely know who I'm talking about. The sitting, His Excellency, the sitting president of Zimbabwe. Right. In continuing with this, I want people to have a look at this video. It's very disturbing. Very, very, very disturbing when I saw it. Where a gentleman is busy loading bullets into a gun barrel and then loading it onto a pistol. Please, I beg you by the mercies of God, we should not go to that extent. Whichever person's life you would want to take away, just imagine it's your life being taken away. There's still so many things for you to see. Same with the person whose life you want to take away. The divide within the media team is what is costing everyone or risking everyone's life. I personally want to believe that you seem, according to me, you are all on the same page. But the problem is you are all seeking for attention. You are all seeking clout. You want to stand out to be the most recognized person in this drive to sort of like move or oust the sitting president. Please don't do that. Let's maintain to our line of journalism if we are journalists. Let's maintain our line of being bloggers, but let's not take it to the extent of threatening each other's life. We cannot afford to do that. Where is our Ubuntu? This is politics. If politicians meet, they sit down, they eat, they dine together. Differences are in opinions. You don't see them fight one another. You see them shaking hands. Whether it's Donald Trump against, whether it's Donald Trump and the Russian prime minister, they still shake hands. Whoever it is, they shake hands. Then they talk about their differences. But this gentleman's stage has got to be in practice always. Let's respect lives. Please, I beg by the mercies of God once again. The military is a straitjacket and it operates to order. Why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this so that you understand exactly what's happening. There is still tension within the barracks. There is still serious tension within the army. One thing about the army, they don't bring their thing on public domain. The military discipline is just too good. You will not know that they've got differences. I once posted a post to say, this quietness you are seeing is the loudness of things in the background. That was a statement for you people to say, when you are not hearing anything, you must know that there's a lot of things running behind the scenes. This is exactly what's happening. Right. Number one, things that you will never hear, things that will never come onto the public domain. There is a server that has been discovered with full information pertaining the voters' roll and the voting results. Now it has been found not in the position where it was expected to be. It has been found, verified, and confirmed. But it wasn't within the ZEC offices. Question: the fact that it had correct information and aligning information, whose server could it have been? Don't rush to label to say it could be a Zanu-PF server. It could be. No. Listen, I want us to be broad-minded. I want us to be open-minded. And I want us to look into this situation without fear or favor. Number one, could it be a Zanu-PF proxy server that they used for fiddling with results? Number two, could it be the opposition server that was connected or that hijacked into the system to make sure that they've got evidence of everything that's within the ZEC server? Number three, could it be a spying nation server that has been planted into the nation of Zimbabwe for them to see exactly the correct results or how results were being tempered about? If you look at the digital footprints of everything that's in there, which has been collected and is now given, it is in the hands of the army, you would know that there is a lot that still needs to be unveiled. Right. The digital footprints are showing that it is very up-to-date information pertaining the 2023 elections. So if we are to go back into the 2023 elections, I have questions. Let's say they were tampered around with and whoever was meant to win did not win. How is this going to be handled? Or let's say it's a server that has just been discovered that wanted to be used by either the opposition or in outside invaders to try and see the results of Zanu-PF, to try and see the results of the elections, and then try and marinate Zanu-PF to be accountable for it. What's your take on it? You cannot go one way in regards to this. It needs to be scrutinized very, very carefully. Having talking about Mutsvangwa, there's more information that I need to give you about Honorable Mutsvangwa. Not only is he an aspiring candidate for the president within Zanu-PF, he, like I told you, he held so many diplomatic positions in different countries, and China is one. That's where he had his longest stay, if I got it right. He is the person who attracted the investors for the all-conquering or all talked about or all uttered by him Manize project. He is the one who attracted the investors to come and invest, and having now Zimbabwe, putting Zimbabwe to potentially have the biggest iron mining sector in the whole of Africa. Has he done a good job? Why is he always onto it? Is he seeking credit for the biggest project that could have come to Zimbabwe? Can we give him the credit if he deserves it? If not, what must we say about him regarding the project? Because it's right there on the ground and it's being implemented. The man, he's a project. He was also the front runner between Zimbabwe and neighboring countries. That's Zambia, Mozambique, South Africa, Botswana, Malawi, the Africa Union, the SADC, and our supporting comrades like China, Russia. He ran around before Mugabe was ousted. How much is his influence? And who's Sevia Kasukuere? Every time when politics is being spoken, the name pops up. He comes, he's firing, he's attacking the president. He steps into Zimbabwe as and when he wants. But Jonathan Moyo cannot step back. What's happening? Let's try and have a look at all these people. I want to try and explain so that you know the players within the politics. That's why I was saying media needs to be neutral for them to be able to ask these people and interview these people pertaining their positions. But if you just show that I'm on one side pertaining to my support, it will be very difficult for you to get information from the other opposing side. I would want to remain neutral so that I remain at a point where I can reach out to the Geza camp, where I can reach out to the sitting president's camp and bring information unto you unfiltered as it is. Listen, at the arrest of the late Robert Gabriel Mugabe, Jonathan Moyo was with Sevia Kasukuere. They ran and sought refugee at the Blue House, which was and is still the residence of the late Robert Gabriel Mugabe, the former president of Zimbabwe. They were given leeway to get out of the country. They have since left Zimbabwe, but Jonathan Moyo has never come back. Sevia Kasukuere, on multiple occasions, he has been to Zimbabwe. He frequents anyway, let me put it that way. What was the difference between these two people? And why is it that one can come back and the other cannot? This is where you need to bring in interviews with the person of Honorable Sevia Kasukuere at the very same time, the Kenyan-bound Jonathan Moyo. You need to question them. Stand on a very neutral position and hold such interviews if you want to be a very good blogger, if you want to be a very good news house. Right now, news is dry on the social media because we are all focused on one thing instead of you trying to extract information from such players. I think I've given you a hint on what you need to do. Let me help you so that you don't run dry on your content. Where is Chombo? He is in Zimbabwe. Who is he? When people were held during the elimination of the late comrade Robert Gabriel Mugabe, Chombo's house residence was raided. A lot was recovered from his house, just like what happened to the former police commissioner Chuhuri. A lot was also recovered from his personal residence. At that point in time, the government seemed to have been contained by certain people like Ignatius Chombo and Commissioner Chuguri, because national documents were now being kept at their houses. We have got a long way to go when we want to try and fix this. This is not a national issue. This still remains to me a Zanu-PF issue. If you get it and trust what I'm saying, I think I'm telling you right. Right, who's Chombo? He's back again to Zanu-PF. He's a retainee Zanu-PF member. Others will want to call him an apologetic Zanu-PF member. He apologized and he rolled himself back into Zanu-PF and just went quiet now. So, Chombo needs to be interviewed to understand why he ran away, why he's come to apologize, as much as the door is open for many within Zanu-PF to come back if you have been out. He has been a very integral member. He was a very integral member during the days of Robert Gabriel Mugabe. But this time, he's coming to serve under ED, but he's not holding any influential office. Questions need to be asked as to how he is feeling and what he thinks about the current government. This is what journalists are supposed to do. Be on a neutral position. Create content for people by asking relevant things rather than fighting over Nyokayemabhunu's issue. The day Nyokayemabhunu comes out, I'm telling you, he's going to throw some people under the bus, telling them that I didn't know this one. I've never spoken to that one. This one has never had interest with me. Wait and see. The time is coming. It's never going to be forever. The time is coming when he will come and speak. That's when you will start to realize that some people are just making noise and yet not relevant to the guy. Wait until he comes. So, with all this information that I've given pertaining the servers that have been discovered and the information that have been tampered around with, army with all this information with them, why are they not acting? That could be your next question. Listen, they want Parliament first to act. They want Parliament to deal with the case without them being cornered and without fear. They want the Parliament to table it and see the way forward. They want the Parliament to be an independent, decisive board that governs the laws of the country. Hear me. Number two, are they still seeking? Number two, why is it the army is not acting? They might still be seeking legal help on how best to deal with the situation without being discredited. Remember, this is a very powerful organ which just doesn't act abruptly. They need to do serious consultation within their system. Number three, they are also consulting with other neighboring countries. Other neighboring countries' armies on how best to handle such a situation, if it be. They want a way forward so that they don't create tensions with militaries of other countries abroad or within the bordering neighbors. Because remember, the militaries, they work together. They work in conjunct. They work as a unit. They back each other up. So, when a situation arises in one country, you also need to consult with your force without making sure that the information is not spilled out. Information is kept intact. So they are still doing their legal inquiries so that they be legally guided on how to factor this out. That's why I say there's still a lot of tensions within the military. They know that if SADC, AU, and EU are all watching closely, they need to make sure that they do a very professional job. What do you think? This is the situation in Zimbabwe right now. Are we going to reach an agreement? Are the two parties going to sit down? With it having gone quiet, does it mean to say that's the end? Is the case or the tension just going to die a silent death? The delay of Nyokayemabhunu's case, which is going up and down and being pressed on, is it an act by one gang of the team to buy time while they implement option number 2? Why is it become an issue of interest, the Nyokayemabhunu issue? Questions are still lingering. and questions are still needing answers. Up till when can this tension go? Don't forget, Comrade Blessed Geza, he came out and he mentioned names. That was the biggest mistake that was made. He came again for the second time and he added to the list of names from the Muda list, which was the first list, to the next one, which comprised of some honorable people. And he denigrated them to say they are also part of the people driving into this. Above all, he implicated names of generals in the whole game. So don't expect this to be an issue that will be dealt with within 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours, or within a short period of time. But remember also, time is of essence. If things are not acted on urgently, you might also end up losing the plot. The energy dies down. And whoever you were purporting to be the enemy will rise. Because whoever is cornered should be able by now, or be pushing more, to make sure that they are working their way out. Are we looking for who's going to win between the two sides? Or do these people really now need to sit down and discuss? Who knows who? Who's connected to who? The spider's web of politics. With these questions seeming part 2 of the whole story, as I explain certain things now. As of now, I'm out. Brilliant day.